Africa, coming to you from BBC World News. Now, riots have broken out across southern Nigeria in protest at the lack of cash. The government's policy of replacing old Naira banknotes with redesigned new ones has resulted in many banks and ATMs running out, a situation that has steadily worsened, with businesses and individuals left without money. Today, Nigeria's Supreme Court was supposed to hear a challenge from 10 states to try and break this deadlock. That hearing was adjourned until next week. Within hours, the protest had started. All this just 10 days before Nigeria's presidential elections. Well, I'm joined now by our BBC reporter, Nkechi Ogbonna, who is in Lagos for us. Nkechi, I wonder if you could just bring us up to speed with where we are and what has happened today.
So today there have been widespread protests in some cities in Nigeria. A lot of angry protesters have taken to the streets, blocking major roads, also destroying some banking facilities. We are also aware that the central bank in Benin, one of the cities in southern Nigeria, has also been attacked, although security operatives are currently there trying to dispel the crowds. And so it's been chaotic in most of these cities. People are angry. They do not have access to cash, and some banks are refusing to accept the old notes despite the Supreme Court's order to suspend the deadline implemented by the central bank.
Nkechi, there's been a lot of anger, there's been a lot of confusion, and all of this frustration over the Naira. Is the government really aware of how people are feeling?
The government is aware of how people are feeling, because this has been on for weeks now. Over 3 weeks, Nigerians have been on queues, reporting to banking halls as early as 6 a.m. local time just to get enough cash. Some people have actually been sleeping at cash machines and outside commercial banks because they actually do not have cash for transportation to return home or to go to work. And it's chaotic out here. A lot of people are also complaining because they earn daily pay or they depend largely on cash, basically. So they do not really have access to internet banking facilities or mobile money platforms.
So Nigeria's Supreme Court was due to hear a challenge by a number of states against the deadline for banks to swap the notes. Where is that case currently?
We were supposed to get a decision today, but the Apex Court adjourned the case to next Wednesday. Now, this is barely 3 days to the country's general elections. Although the Supreme Court maintained that its order on February 8th, which it suspended the deadline from being implemented by the central bank, must be upheld. The central bank has still remained silent, not really saying anything. The federal government has also not really said anything concrete, but the people who are feeling the impact the most do not have access to the new notes. Also, some commercial banks are refusing to change the old notes to the new ones. But some commercial banks have also devised a new means of issuing coins, Naira coins, to Nigerians. But the problem is this is quite heavy, it's bulky, and it has a very weak purchasing power.
Nkechi Ogbonna, thank you very much indeed. Thank you.